Hey, what's up, guys? We have here with us today Anthony Grant. And I'll just go ahead and ask him to just briefly introduce himself, so you guys can get an idea of who he is and what he does. All right.
Right. Well, hello everybody. I'm Anthony Grant. Born and raised Kingston, Jamaica, officially from Waterhouse to be specific. Living here in the United States, playing football, otherwise known as soccer, right here. So professionally. So
All right.
I'm here joining Andre and Marsha on this program just to talk a little bit about adversities that I've overcome throughout my life and the path I've taken to get here. So yeah, I'm excited to be here.
All right. Cool.
Thank you. So usually we start off like this to ask you, what was it like growing up in Jamaica? You don't have to give us like everything, but a good synopsis of what it was like growing up in Jamaica.
Great, and at the same time, it's kind of a little bit rough, because as I said earlier, I'm from one of the toughest communities in Kingston, Waterhouse, Kingston,
Mm-hmm.
So growing up there, you have to mentally strong, to be there, to get out of that situation. And then again, with all of that, what kind of helped me moving forward with that situation is that I had good parentage. And that's one of the most important thing going forward. Again, my mindset was positive. I always want to become a professional soccer player and or football, player. But parentage, proper parenting was the way out as well.
Cool.
That's good. So I'm assuming that you played soccer, aka football, in Jamaican context since you were young. What was that like?
Great. I started off with like a community club, which is called Champion Community Club, otherwise known as Tractor. Big up. And from there, the passion was there from day one. I think it's a natural,
Yeah.
But then the passion was there, and then coming from that community, continuously playing each and every day back in a place where we call the center, where it's brutal. They call it brutal ball game. So, from there, I get rough, tough, because reason why it's called brutal ball game, because after each day you play, you're going home to ice something or to even put a band-aid.
So injuries.
So yes, brutal, it's rough, and from there, the passion keep growing. And then I always want to become like a couple of my relatives. So that's out there that is like sporting world. So that motivates me as well going forward.
Okay. All right. So you just mentioned, obviously, you have a couple relatives that's actually in the sports world. So you might mention just like who they are.
Yeah. So I have my uncle actually was part of the Jamaica Bobsled team, which is movie. Yeah, Cool Runnings. Devon Harris.
Oh.
Yeah, he was a member of the Calgary Olympics. I think the 3-time Olympian actually.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
So growing up, my dad always like, hey, you gotta be like your uncle. You don't want to be like your uncle. You want to come out there. But then that's with the sporting world. But I have other uncles who did like the academic side of it. And also sports as well, who got scholarships here in the US for college, like for track and field. So I always want to be like them. So yeah.
So for me, my cousin is the first keeper to go to the World Cup. His name is Warren Barrett. That's my cousin. He went to the World Cup, and my cousin plays for Jamaica on and off. He's called Brian Brown. He's my cousin.
Brown. I know Brian Brown. Yeah.
Yeah.
Played against him all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's my cousin. I have some other families that are involved in sports back home too. So yeah. It's always good to have that, can highlight.
As I talk about Brian Brown, the last time I played against him was back in 2017 because he was playing for Charlotte at the time. I played against him. So yeah, cool kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm assuming that you always played football in school, right? From primary school to high school and to university level. So like, can you give me a brief idea, like what was that like for you? And what position you play actually?
Man, if I should get into that story, it'd probably take up all the time on the Zoom, but I'm gonna summarize to an extent. So overall, primary school started where, as I said, I started with my community, so I used to have a coach there. He always say from the community, hey, you should go play for a primary school and you know, tried out for my primary school, made it, you know, made all primary, which is representing Kingston. So we went to play against like all Clarendon, all prep and all that. Then after that, I went to Calabar High. And in my first year of U13, which is Pepsi.
Okay.
I'm coming from all primary as a player, and we won Pepsi that year, U13 at Calabar, and I never got a minute.
I never played. So you won on the bench?
Yeah, I was on the bench the whole time. Like sometimes they had a jersey where it's number 13 too. They had a jersey where the shorts was missing. You know, sometimes I would be the person who bring out my PE shorts, my physical education shorts, just to be on the bench. And I would be on the bench, and my name is not even on the match card. So, so I go the whole season. And the days when my name is on the match card, we'll be leading 8-9-0. You know, I think the coach would say, "Hey,
still not
take a chance." Nothing. So I went through the whole season, never play a minute, and we won everything. You know, but you know, I'm a team person. You know, I'm a team person. So I was there, same way, training and cheering on my teammates regardless. You know, so yeah.
All right. So so from Calabar, you went on to where?
Well, I got to give you more with that. So I stopped pretty much grade 8. I decided that I'm not gonna play anymore football. So you know, I kind of chill a little bit. You know, grade 8, grade 9. I decided I'm gonna go back again. Went again to play Colts U16. Man, got a chance there. But then again, the same coach from the first. Yes. So the same coach from the first year, and I probably got 2 minutes in the first game. That was against Overcomaz boys. Or so.
I think he had a vendetta against you.
I maybe not. But I'm gonna give you a turnaround of a story.
Yeah.
So 2 minutes that game against Overcomaz boys. The first game we tied 1-1, and then after that, the next game he tried to get me to take my socks, to lend somebody the socks in the middle of the game. I'm like, so coach, if I take my socks off, that means I'm not gonna play in the game.
Not play.
Yeah. And from that day, you know, you know what? I stopped playing soccer there. But I was still playing like club, community, because at the time I was playing for, I think, Marvelly at the time. Marvelly UNDN. Okay. Because my first club, other than my community club, was Pembroke soccer club. Then I went to Marvelly. And then after Marvelly, I went to Waterhouse. And then from Waterhouse to Medhaven United. But I stopped playing soccer, and because of that, because I wasn't getting any minutes, I wasn't getting any chance, you know, but I always play community and club. Then fast forward back to 2005 Calabar won Manning Cup. I never played that year. And so, you know, they have the whole team coming back with that one Manning Cup because they were young, you know. So I was there one time, just running a joke with one of my friends, like, who played on the team, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna start in that team, you know. Oh yeah, because remember and at the time the team was coached by David Hunt, you know, Wagga, RIP, you know. He passed away back in 2006, you know. And I told this guy this, but assistant coach was Leisure Jules Sims, which is Shaka. He coached in the Premier League back home as well. And I was there, and my first day of training, I never even have cleats, like a soccer boots, you know. And I'm telling the guy that I'm gonna start, you know. So yeah. It reached to a point where one of my uncle who lived there, he sent some funds, and then I decided that I'm gonna get a boots. But first day of practice, I went to go to Giscom Sports, got the cleats, and I was late. So imagine, first impression last, right? So I came to practice, and I said to Shaka, like, coach, I tried to get a boots, but I'm kind of late, and I was asking him for the key to go to the room to change. And he's like, who are you, man? Go first, go change under the tree. In front of everybody.
Oh, so he embarrassed you.
Everybody started to laugh. Yeah. Everybody started to laugh. But I mean, from that day, you know, I know what I wanted, you know, and then the guy told him that I said I'm gonna start. So every mistake I make, it's like, you say you want to start into this team, you know. Yeah, but David Hunt is a very good coach. Shaka is a good coach as well. You know, he's just trying to motivate you. That guy can talk to you, and you feel like you can lift the world up after. That's Leisure Juice Sims, very respectable man, everybody like him a lot. He's just a tough coach, he just want you to get better. So Coach Hunt every day sit there, watch you practice, and at the time you have A team, a B team, and a C team. Because the A team is the same team that won the Manning Cup that year. Everybody's
going for them.
Yes. So the B team is a U16 team who's trying to get into that A team. I know the C team is like
the washout.
Fresh, So the B team, A team 24, B team 24 guys. The C team had probably 80. So each day they will come to practice. They got to cut.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. So it reached a point where I've been training, doing well. And then now and then I would get a game on the B team, playing minutes. And at the time, it was one of my friends right now. He lives up here, Cleon Brown. He was a forward, the starting forward. And the A team is going to play against the B team. At the time, A team had jersey, dark green. Mm-hmm. B team had light green, and C team wear penny, like bibs. So I was at practice one day, and it's time to play. And Cleon say, "Hey, my calf is hurting."
Okay.
So one thing with Coach Hunt is a person like this. He makes sure you take care of your body. So if you say your calf is hurting, he's not gonna force it to play. He's gonna say rest, and we try to take care of that, So Wagga was there, and Wagga started to pick the team, and he labeled out for the A team. He labeled out the defenders, the midfield, and then he reached forward, and then he said, point on, I think it was Kenil Hyde. He said, Kenil Hyde, you play forward. Mm-hmm. And then he point my direction and say, you play forward. Yeah. So when he point to me, saying I should play forward, I turn and I look back. I'm saying, there's no way he's pointing at me. Yeah. But when I look back, there was no one behind me. So everybody started to look, whoa,
You step up.
Step up from C, not B team, straight to A team.
Wow.
Yeah.
Big shoes to fill.
I know. And so every day we play like 40 minutes after 20 minutes or maybe 60. So that day I played on the A team, and after the game I finished, I scored 4.
Oh.
4. I scored 4. And first thing Wagga said, hey, I gave this guy a chance.
And he rose to the occasion. Yeah.
I can't take him off this team now.
Oh.
So that was the big break. That day changed my whole life. That one day, from my friend calf, hurting. And that day, Wagga. So when I say my career, Wagga, David Hunt. Yeah, changed my whole career. He's the person that makes me where I am right now. I wouldn't be here without David Hunt, Wagga.
That's why I tend to say like everything in life happens for a reason, and it's just a matter of just finding the positives in every situation. Because there's always a positive.
Because you could have given up when you said, "Oh, you're not making the team every year." You could have given up. So you overcome that fear of, I'm not. You probably thought you were not good enough for the team. You believed within yourself that you were good enough, but you thought the coach probably thought you were not good enough, and you sat out like, "I'm not going to play." But you got the opportunity, and then from there, I'm assuming I went to UA.
Well, I'm gonna give you a little data before that too, cause as I said, the motivation came when I'm home, late nights, I'm running my stairs, the staircase, I'm lifting, I make weights out of paint pan, all these things just to get strong. Because I have guys in the community who used to say, hey, if you want to play, because I'm not tall, they're going to be like, you got to put some more weight on and all these things. So I'll do a lot of push-ups, a lot of abs, and I keep running the stairs just to build the legs. And then each and every day, I used to walk through a community, because I live right off 440 Drive and Balcom Drive there in Waterhouse. And I have to go through Samakan, which is like probably a couple 100 meters from where I live. So every evening I'm coming from school. You have this one guy up in Samakan used to create an excitement on me there. Like he called the whole community telling them I'm not good in soccer. But all these time he called them, he's trying to tell him that not good, because he's like, if you're good, you'll be training for the team and all this. But all these years, I never used it as a negative. And all he wanted me to do was just to go to practice.
Exactly.
You know? So he's trying to use a negative to try to get me to go to practice. Because when I time, I start to dance as well, you know. You know?
Oh, you became a dancer.
Yeah, well, dancer. In a dance crew and everything, and it, you know, kind of distracted. But fast forward, those were the motivation. And then again, I had the motivation in me, you know. So that was there from day one. And the same coach now from U13 and Colts, he's talking to everybody. I knew he was gonna be good.
That always happens.
Yeah.
That always happens.
He's like, you remind me of a striker called Gary Lineker.
Yeah.
He talk, you know, but sometimes in life, when you have these adversities and these negativity, you have to just find positive. Because I always have a saying, you know, say every dull situation, you know, or moments, you know, there's a form of light.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I always tell myself that.